Hello, my friend. Welcome back. Take a slow breath and stay with me, because today we go deeper into the same truth, but with more space, more pictures, more calm power. Yes, we will talk again about this strange feeling that your own life sometimes looks like a movie where you are not the main hero, but just a quiet extra walking in the background. We will also talk about how you can slowly, kindly, and clearly walk back to the center of your story. You can do it without starting fights with everyone and without changing your soul into something fake. Maybe you already know this feeling very well. Maybe it is with you right now, sitting beside you like a quiet shadow. Maybe you are a little tired of it, but you do not know how to change it. So stay here with this voice for a while. We will go step by step, with simple English, simple pictures, real stories, and clear actions you can try today. Have you ever looked around a room and thought that other people are bright, loud, interesting? They laugh, they move, they tell stories, and you were just there, holding a cup or looking at your phone, saying a few safe words. Later, you go home and ask yourself, why did I stay so small? Why did I not say something honest and important? Have you ever noticed that when your friends or your family make plans, you usually say, I'm fine with anything, even when you are not fine? Then you feel a strange mix of anger and sadness, but you still smile because you do not want to be difficult. You tell yourself that peace is more important than your own wish. So you push your wish down like you push a balloon underwater. Have you ever felt that your day is full of tasks and messages and problems that do not even belong to you? You carry them because you feel you must be the good person, the one who always helps, always listens, always says yes. At the end of the day, you are empty, but you still feel guilty when you think about saying no next time. There's a deep but very simple truth about human behavior here. When you see it clearly, something can change in your mind forever. Many times people treat you like a background character because, without knowing it, you quietly agree to that role again and again. You do it in many small moments, with soft yes, with silence, with fake smiles. This is not because you are stupid or broken. It is because your brain tries to protect you from danger, from conflict, from rejection. It uses old rules that maybe helped you long ago, but now keep you stuck. Your brain often holds one big secret idea. If I keep everyone happy, then they will not leave me. They will not attack me. They will not laugh at me. So I must stay small, quiet, simple, and invisible. For a short time, this feels safe, like hiding behind a big rock in a storm. But if you stay there too long, you do not see the sky. You do not feel the sun. You do not walk your own road. Slowly, your spirit becomes tired and gray. There is one useful word for today that can help you see what is really happening. Priority. It means the thing that comes first, the thing that is more important at this moment. When every day you put the wishes and feelings of other people as the priority, and put your own needs always on the second place or third place, your life naturally starts to feel like a side story. It feels like a small extra line in someone else's big script. Another very important word is boundaries. Boundaries are simple lines that show where you end and where another person begins, like a low fence around a garden. They are not a prison, not a wall with guns. They are just a clear, quiet line that says, this is my time. This is my body. This is my energy. This is what I can and cannot do. When you have no boundaries, people often just walk into your garden without seeing anything wrong. After some time, you look around and do not even recognize your own place. To make all this more real, let us talk about a man named David. It is not a strange name, just a normal name you maybe hear every day. This story is not about some special hero from a fantasy world. It is about a person like you, with simple clothes, normal worries, and a hidden fire that wants to grow. David worked in a medium office with computers, phones, and that boring gray light that makes time feel slow. He was known as the reliable guy, the quiet helper, the one who always finished the boring parts of projects when others did not want to do them. There was another man in the office named Victor, who always talked fast and moved fast and seemed to know how to make other people do things for him. He was not a monster, but he liked to push work away from himself. He quickly saw that David almost never refused. At first it was small, like, "Hey, can you send this report for me? I have a call." And, "You are better with numbers. Can you check this table?" Because David did not like conflict and wanted to be seen as kind and professional, he said yes again and again. Each yes was like one small stone in a backpack he carried on his shoulders. After some months, that backpack of extra work was so heavy that he started to stay late. Almost every night, he was fixing other people's mistakes, finishing last-minute tasks, while Victor joked near the elevator and went home on time. The boss slowly started to say things like, "Give it to David. He can handle it. He never complains." These words sounded like praise on the surface, but inside they were quiet chains on his time and energy. The office had started to see him not as a main character with his own path and limits, but as a tool that is always available outside work. The same pattern wore another mask, but it was still the same pattern. His friends chose the places to meet. His family decided the topics for every conversation. Even his free weekends were full of solving other people's problems. Because if someone sent, "I really need to talk now," he dropped his book, his rest, his own ideas, and ran to help, even when he was tired, even when his body said, "Please stop." After a year of this, there were nights when he lay in bed and felt like his own life was a small hidden file on a busy computer, always there, but never opened. One evening, after a hard day and a delayed bus, David sat near the window and saw his reflection in the dark glass, with tired eyes and a small line between his eyebrows. A strange question came to his mind, a question that hurt, but also woke something up. If my life was a movie, would I pay money to watch it, or would I leave after 10 minutes because nothing real happens for me? That question stayed with him for days. Like a song you do not like but cannot stop hearing. Maybe this same question can stay with you for a while too, because it is simple but sharp. What if your life is a story? Which role are you playing today? Not in your dreams, but in your normal Tuesday. Now, here is a gentle but powerful twist. The main character in a story is not always the loudest, not always the most beautiful or the richest person. The main character is the one who starts to make conscious choices for their own path, their own time, their own values, instead of only reacting to the noise and wishes of others. This person can be quiet, introverted, soft, but still very clear inside. Many people think, if I stop being a background person, I must fight, I must shout, I must become hard and cold. That is just another lie. The brain tells to keep you in the old role. In reality, taking back the main role is more like turning the steering wheel of a car, just a few degrees to one side. It is very small in the moment, but after some kilometers, the road is completely different. Every day we speak many tiny sentences that write our role without us thinking about it. It's okay. I don't mind. Whatever you want. I'm fine with anything. Our own brain reads these lines as, "My needs are not important." And people around us also start to believe this, because we show it again and again, even if inside we feel the opposite. One morning, a few weeks after that bus moment, David decided to try something new. He did not plan a revolution. He did not change his job. He just made a small, personal rule, an experiment for 7 days, because an experiment is lighter than a life change. It feels safe for the brain. The rule was very simple. Once a day, he would choose one small moment to act like the main character in his own scene. Even if the scene looked simple, like a meeting, a chat, or a dinner. He promised himself to do it in a calm, kind way, not with anger. That same day, his boss walked to his desk with a new urgent task and said in a fast voice, "You can take this too, right? You always save us." Inside, David felt the old automatic program start. The quick, "Yes, of course," already forming on his tongue, like a reflex when the doctor hits your knee. But this time, he remembered his experiment and took one slow breath, like pressing a hidden pause button. Then he said, with a steady but quiet voice, "I can finish the report you already gave me, or I can stop it and do this new task. But I cannot do both well today. Which one is more important for you?" After that, he stayed silent and waited, even though his heart was beating faster, because silence feels dangerous when you are a people pleaser. The boss looked surprised for a second, checked the papers, and then said, "Okay, focus on the report. I'll give this to someone else," and just walked away. There was no big scene, no anger, nothing exploded. The office did not fall apart. But inside David, something huge happened, like a heavy lock opening with a soft click. That single sentence was not aggressive. It was not rude. It was simply a boundary, a clear line around his time and his energy. It sent a new kind of message to his own brain. My work matters. My limits matter. I am allowed to choose. This is how self-respect is born in daily life, not in big speeches, but in small, clear sentences. A few days later, his friends wrote in their group chat, "Let's go to that loud bar again." The same bar with sticky floor and music like noise. Usually David would just write, "Sure," because he did not want to be the boring one. But that evening he remembered his experiment and listened to his real feeling, which said, "I am tired. I want something quieter." So he typed, "I'm tired after this week. I prefer a quiet place tonight. Maybe the small cafe near the park." He felt again that fast heartbeat, that inner voice that screamed, "They will be angry. They will leave you out." But he pressed send and waited. One friend quickly answered, "Nice, I'm tired too. Good idea." Another friend wrote, "For me, it doesn't matter where we go." Only one person complained a little. In the end, they all met in the cafe, and the evening was actually better, with real talk and warm light instead of shouting over music. David understood something new and a bit shocking. Sometimes when you speak your real preference, you do not lose people. You also help them, because many of them are also tired of always going along with the loudest voice in the room. This is a deep idea about human behavior, but we can say it in one clear line. Most people follow the energy that is clear and calm, not only the energy that is loud. So when your energy says, "I know what I need, and I can say it in a simple way," others start to respect that. They feel the stability, and humans love stability more than they love drama. Now the question comes to you, what can you do in your real life to stop feeling like a background character without starting fights and without changing your personality into something fake? Here is a 3-step tool you can use every day with very simple words, so your brain and your English both understand it. Notice, name, choose. Step 1 is notice. During your normal day, pay attention to the small moments when you shrink, when you say yes, but your stomach feels tight, when you laugh but your chest feels heavy, when someone talks over you and you decide to stay silent. Do not attack yourself. Just see it, like watching a scene in a movie. Step 2, when you feel that inner tension, quietly say to yourself in your mind, "This is a background moment," or "Now I make myself small," because when you put a name on the feeling, it becomes something you can touch and understand, not just a big fog. Step 3 is choose. Ask in your mind, if I was the main character in this scene, what small thing would I say or do? Then do the smallest possible action in that direction. Maybe one sentence, maybe one, "No, maybe, I need 5 minutes." something you can really do, not just imagine. For example, imagine that a friend calls you late at night again to talk about the same problem for the fifth time this week, and you are so tired that even your bones feel heavy. The background version of you listens for an hour and then says, "It's okay, call anytime." The main character version might say, "I care about you and I want to listen, but right now I need to sleep. Can we talk tomorrow after work?" And then you stop explaining, because that is enough. This one sentence is like a shield you hold in front of your energy. A shield does not attack anyone. It just protects what is inside. Think of this picture. Your boundaries are your shield, not your sword. You do not need to cut people. You just need to stop every hit from going deep into you. Another helpful picture is the car wheel. For many years, maybe you sit in the passenger seat of your own life car, while other people hold the wheel, and you ask, "Where are we going now?" But the real truth is that the wheel is right there in front of you, and every small choice is a tiny move to the left or right. One small move is nothing on the first meter, but after some kilometers, the road is completely different. Let us talk about inner conflict, another important idea, but we will use simple words. Inner conflict means that two parts of you want different things at the same time. Like one part wants to say no and rest, and another part wants to say yes and be liked. They start to pull you in two directions, so you feel stuck and confused. Many people think the answer is to kill one part and always listen to the other. A kinder and stronger way is to listen to both, like a calm driver listening to two loud passengers, but still holding the wheel. When you feel this inner conflict, you can say in your mind, "I want peace with others, and I also need peace with myself. Now I will choose one small action that gives a little of both." Then you choose something balanced, like a shorter call, or help tomorrow instead of now, or help with one thing instead of three. You might ask, will people not get angry if I stop being the easy yes person? The honest answer is that some people will feel surprised. Some may push back a little, especially if they like the old version where you always said yes. People who truly care about you will adapt, and many will quietly respect you more. Because when you respect yourself, you become easier to read, easier to trust. Self-respect is another key word here. Self-respect means you treat yourself the way you would treat a good friend. You see your own needs as important. You do not leave yourself last every single time. When your actions come from self-respect, they send a strong message to your brain and to others. I am not just background. I am a real person in this story. This is not only theory. Many normal people in many countries have used small daily steps like these and changed their feeling of life without changing their job or their city. Students who always sat in the back of the class raised one question per lesson and slowly felt like they belonged. Parents who always took care of everyone but themselves started to take 1 hour a week only for their own hobby and found that their patience with family grew. Workers like David stopped taking every extra task and found that their colleagues started to respect their time. Now it is time for one very clear exercise you can do today. Yes, it will also help your English because you will use words to understand your own life. Take 10 minutes alone with a notebook or your phone and write 2 short lists. On the first list, write 3 or 4 situations where you often feel like a background character. For example, meeting with my team, family dinner on Sunday, chat with my loud friend, or group project at university. On the second list, next to each situation, write one simple sentence that a main character version of you could say next time. Keep the sentences short, kind, and clear, like, "I have an idea. I prefer this restaurant. I need 5 minutes. I cannot do this today." Or, "Let's listen to everyone one by one." These sentences are not lies. They are not a mask. They are a small script to help your real voice come out when the old program wants to make you quiet. People who prepare such lines in advance often find it much easier to use them, because in the hot moment, the brain does not want to create new phrases. It wants to run to the old safe words. Here is another tool, very simple but very powerful, called the 3-second rule. When you feel a wish to speak or act, but fear starts to grow, count slowly in your mind, 1, 2, 3, and then move. Say the sentence, raise your hand. Send the message. If you wait 20 seconds, fear builds a high wall, but 3 seconds is short enough to jump before the wall appears. You can practice this rule in small safe situations, like asking a question in a language class, saying your real coffee order, or telling a friend which movie you want. These small actions train your brain to see you as a person who acts, not only reacts. To make this even more real, let us look at another simple story, this time about a woman with a common name, Anna, who always felt like a soft shadow next to strong people. Anna had a partner, Mark, who was not bad, not evil, just very used to making decisions fast. Because Anna almost always said, "It's up to you," he stopped asking what she wanted. They ate what he liked, watched his shows, went for holidays to places he chose. At first, Anna told herself that this is love, that love means to adapt, to fit like water into any shape. Slowly, she started to feel invisible, like she was watching their relationship from far away, like a quiet camera. One cold evening, after another, weekend full of other people's plans, she sat alone in the kitchen with a cup of tea and felt a strong wave of sadness. So strong that it surprised even her. In that moment, one sentence came to her mind. "I do not remember the last time I chose something only for me." That sentence hurt, but it was also a light. In the next days, she tried the 3 steps. Notice, name, choose. At dinner, when Mark said, "Pizza again tonight," the old version of Anna started to say, "Okay." She noticed a small no inside and named the feeling as, "I feel like a background person right now." Then she chose a different action and said, "Actually, I want soup tonight. Something warm and simple. I need that." Mark looked surprised, because this was new, but he did not explode. He just said, "Okay, let's make soup." Later, when she started to share more of her real preferences in other parts of their life, he even said one evening, "I like it when you say what you want. It helps me know you better." Their connection became more real, less like one big person and one shadow. This small story shows something important. When you stop being a background person, you do not always lose love. Sometimes you actually give it a chance to become more true. Now let us repeat the main idea in a few different ways, so it goes deeper. First version. People often treat you as you train them to treat you, through your repeated actions and words. If you always say yes and never show your limits, they will believe you have no limits. But you can start to retrain them with small, clear signals. Second version. The main character is not a position other people give you. It is a role you take with your daily choices, even if nobody claps for you. It is about how you stand inside yourself, not about how many people look at you. Third version. Boundaries are not an attack. They are simple information about what is okay and not okay for you. They are information that protects your inner garden, so your best parts can grow instead of being stepped on all day. Fourth version. Self-respect is not pride or ego. It is a basic form of mental health. It is the decision not to throw yourself under the bus again and again, just to keep the bus quiet. Fifth version. One honest action today, even a very small one, is much more powerful than a big dream about, "One day I will change everything," because action teaches your brain a new story about who you are. Now, as you hear these ideas, your mind might say, "This is nice, but my life is more complicated. My family is strict. My culture is different. My boss is hard. My friends will not understand. Yes, your situation has its own shape, and we must respect that. But remember, we are not talking about shouting. We are not talking about war. We are talking about starting as small as you need, maybe even only with yourself. You can start by being more honest in your own thoughts, not lying to yourself about what you feel. You can start by writing what you want on paper, even if you cannot say it yet. You can start by taking 10 minutes each day for something that feeds your inner fire, like a walk, a book, a song, a language lesson, and not explaining it to anyone. Bit by bit, your inner picture of yourself changes from background person to real person. When that inner picture changes, your outer life, say what you prefer. Share one honest opinion, or say, no thank you, when your whole body wants to say no. Then tonight, before sleep, ask yourself 2 gentle questions. How did that feel in my body? And what did I learn about myself from this small action? Just listen to the answers without judgment. This way, your day becomes like a classroom, where you study not only English words, but also your own behavior and your own power. Remember this line and keep it somewhere in your mind. Your life is not background music for other people's stories. It is a full song with your name on it. Every time you choose your own line, you turn the volume up a little bit more. If this story touched you, if some sentence stayed in your mind, or woke a small fire in your chest, do not let it fade completely tomorrow. Come back. Listen again. Try one small action. If you want more journeys like this in simple English with deep ideas, follow this voice, subscribe, and let us keep writing your story together, one brave, clear, gentle sentence at a time.